他是真光，照耀着你，我们来欢庆，颂赞主你，重新献上自己当作活祭，是圣洁，是神喜悦。
This trip has just had many unexpected surprises.
这趟旅程呢，有很多预料之外的惊喜。
Until yesterday afternoon, I did not know I was speaking today.
到昨天下午之前，我都还不知道今天早上要分享。
So that's the reason why we will not have PowerPoint, because we had mercy on Marcus.
那所以呢，很抱歉，我们这个投影片，今天早上投影片没有预备好。虽然我们有 Marcus 帮忙
，so that he did not have to spend one more night translating a PowerPoint.
但是呢，我们不想让他昨天晚上又再一次熬夜来翻译，所以。
But most of my PowerPoints are very straightforward. They don't have lots of pictures like Robert's, so you won't miss too much by not having a PowerPoint.
不过呢，我的 PowerPoint 呢，其实就是我讲到的内容，不像Robert 有一些图片什么，所以就算今天没有 PowerPoint， 大家也没有错失太多。
So yesterday when Andrew asked me about speaking, I mentioned several topics that I knew I had something prepared that I could do.
那昨天呢，长老呢，他请我来分享的时候，我们讨论到几个主题，那我就提供了几个我已经有预备好的主题。
And one of the ones I mentioned was about apostolic women.
其中一个主题呢，就是讲到使徒性的妇女。
And he said, "Yes, that's what we need."
那长老说好，我们就分享这个。
So that's what we'll do today.
所以呢，我们今天要来分享这个主题。
So that's the topic. It's apostolic women arising, restoring women in the church.
所以呢，今天的主题呢，就是使徒性妇女正兴起。
So, as Robert has said many times, we are in a time where the church is changing.
那 Robert 提过很多次呢，我们现在正在一个教会大大改变的时代。
And one of the reasons that we frequently need to change is because we realize that something we have believed is not true anymore.
那有些事情呢，我们一定会改变的呢，是因为我们发现过去我们所相信的一些信念，其实呢是不是对的。
And sometimes we realize that it's just a lie that we have believed was the truth.
甚至呢，有一些呢，我们所相信的，我们发现呢，根本是谎言。
And that is the case with a lot of what the church has believed about women.
而现在教会呢，很多对姐妹的信念呢，事实上呢，就是谎言。
And that is always the way that Satan tries to get us off track, is he lies to us.
这是撒旦最惯常的伎俩，就是呢，对我们说谎啊，把我们困住。
And if we believe his lies, then a lot of times he wins without even having to fight.
那当我们相信这些谎言的时候呢，他其实就可以不战而胜了。
So here's some of the lies that the enemy tells us.
那这里呢，有几个呢，仇敌告诉我们的谎言。
He says, healing isn't for today. That was for the New Testament, but it's not for today anymore.
譬如说医病呢，这是新约初代教会的事，现在不会再有了。
How many of you have heard that?
多少人听过这样的说法
？So if you believe that, then you stay sick.
如果你这样相信的话，你就永远在疾病里面了。
Why would you pray to be healed if God doesn't heal anymore?
因为呢，如果你生病了，你的信念是神不再医病的话，那你就不会祷告啊。
I grew up in a church that believed another one of Satan's lies.
我成长的教会呢，也过去呢，他们相信撒旦另外一个谎言。
It said spiritual gifts are not for today.
就是呢，讲到呢，属灵的恩赐呢，现在已经不运行了。
Spiritual gifts were just for the New Testament.
属灵的恩赐呢，是给新约初代教会的。
And so if we believe that lie, then we lay down all of our weapons.
所以呢，如果我们相信这谎言，我们就会把我们属灵的武器都放下不用。
Another lie that he tells us is that apostles and prophets are not for today.
另外一个谎言呢，就是呢，先知跟使徒呢，不是给今日教会的。
And so we reject the leadership that God put in place to lead the church.
于是呢，我们就拒绝了神赐给教会这些领袖。
But one of his most effective strategies is to lie about men and women.
但是其中呢，撒旦的伎俩里面最有果效，就是他关乎男人跟女人的谎言。
In the Bible, we read that all Christians are to be equipped to do exploits for God.
但是呢，我们在圣经里面是看到，所有的信徒都要被装备来拓展神的国度。
All of us are called to tear down the works of the enemy.
我们每一个人都蒙召要来这个拆毁撒旦的工作。
So how does Satan defend himself?
那撒旦他是怎么样达成他的伎俩呢？
He lies.
他就是靠说谎。
Here's what he says to women.
他对姐妹的谎言有什么呢？
He says, women, you can't minister. That is for men.
他说呢，姐妹你们不能够起来服侍，这是男人是弟兄的事。
So half of the army sits down.
所以呢，军队的一半呢就坐下了。
Well, then he speaks to men.
然后呢，撒旦又对男人说谎，
And he says, men, Christianity is not really very manly.
他就说呢，这个教会啊，信教这件事啊不够 man 啊，
So the men stay home.
所以呢，这男人呢就不去教会了。
So all the women have sat down, all the men stay home.
所以呢，这个姐妹呢，上教会的姐妹坐下来不起来服侍，那弟兄呢不上教会，
There's no one left to fight.
于是呢，没有人起来征战了。
And Satan wins without even a battle.
所以呢，撒旦呢根本还没有起来打仗，他就赢了。
Yes, but we live in a day when God is bringing things to restoration.
但是呢，我们今天的世代是一个神来恢复万事的时候。
One of the things that we see in the Bible is that in the book of Deborah, God raised up, in the book of Judges, God raised up Deborah to go into battle with Barak.
那我们在圣经里面士师记，我们看到神怎么样兴起底波拉，当巴拉他去征战的时候，神怎么样使用底波拉这位女性，
And that is still his plan for today.
而神今天的计划依然没有改变。
As God is restoring fivefold ministry in the apostolic church, he is restoring women into the place of ministry that he has for them.
当神在兴起五重执事，还有兴起使徒性的教会的时候，神也在兴起姐妹要起来服侍。
So it's time to diffuse the lies of the enemy.
所以呢，现在呢是我们来拆解仇敌谎言的时候了。
You know, sometimes women who know they are called into ministry hold back because they are not really sure what the Bible says.
有时候呢，姐妹们她们清楚知道自己被蒙召要服侍，可是呢，她们却保留住，因为呢，她们不确定圣经里面是怎么说的。
And it's very important to know what the Bible says.
所以呢，我们要很清楚的来明白圣经那些经文究竟是什么意思。
So that's what we're going to look at this morning.
这是我们今天早晨要来看。
And if you want to know what was in the heart of God and the mind of God when he created women, the best place to start is in the beginning.
那如果你想知道神心意中对女人的心意究竟是怎么样，最好的地方就是去看创世纪。
So we'll start in the book of Genesis to see what God's plan was for women.
所以呢，我们要来看创世纪，来看看神对女人的心意究竟是怎么样。
In Genesis 1:26 and 27, God says, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Male and female he created them."
创世纪的1章26跟27节，那神说呢，我们要照着我们的形象，按着我们的样式造人。27节，神就照着自己的形象造人，乃是照着他的形象造男造女。
So in these verses, the word image is a masculine word.
那中文的形象呢，在英文里面是2个字，是 image 跟 likeness。那这个形呢 ，image 其实是一个男性化的字。
And the word likeness is a feminine word.
那另外呢 ，likeness 我们就说中文的像好了，是一个女性化的字。
So God was saying, if you want the complete revelation of who I am, it's going to take both men and women for you to get it.
所以呢，神的意思也就是在说，如果你要得到完整明白我的形、我的像的话呢，你要有男有女，你才能够全然的认识我。
Because each one of them portrays a different aspect of the nature and the character of God.
因为呢，每一个呢，男人跟女人呢，分别的把神不同的特质跟不同的这个天性表达出来。
And then talking specifically about why he created women in Genesis 2:18, God says,
然后呢，到了创世纪第2章的18节呢，这里呢特别讲到神为什么创造女人。这里神说
He said, "It's not good for the man to be alone.
他说那人独居不好，
I'll make a helper suitable for him."
我要为他造一个配偶，帮助他。英文还有一个合适的配偶帮助他。
Now, when I was growing up, I was taught that to be a helper suitable meant that I was to be the servant of my husband.
在我长大的过程里面呢，我接受的教导就是呢，如果我要成为一个合适的人来帮助我丈夫的话呢，我就是要成为我丈夫的仆人。
I was to take care of the house,
我要来照料家里，
cook the food,
要煮饭，
take care of children,
要照顾小孩，
so that my husband could be about important
那让
duties.
让我先生呢能够做那些重要的大事。
And I was taught that that's what this verse in the Bible said.
当时呢，人们就是教导这节经文的意思，就是这样的意思。
So let's look and see what this means.
那我们现在来仔细的看这节经文。
The word helper, when he uses the phrase helper suitable,
在这里呢，英文是讲到一个we don't have suitable in Chinese, so I'll say something more.
right?
Yeah， 在英文里面呢是讲到 helper suitable， 就是一个合适的帮助者。那我们中文只有翻帮助他，所以呢，当我们看到这里合适的帮助者的时候，
Okay. The word helper in Hebrew is the word ezer,
在这个帮助者的在希伯来文呢是 ezer，
and it does not mean servant.
但完全没有仆人的意思。
It comes from a root word that means to protect or protector.
这个字的字根呢是保护或者是保护者。
And this word is used most frequently about God coming to the aid of Israel to rescue them from their enemies.
这个字呢，常常被用到的地方呢，就是呢，当以色列人面对敌人的时候，神来帮助他们。
Moses named one of his children El, which is the word for God, Eliezer. God is my helper.
那摩西的儿子其中一个名字呢，他的也有这个从这个来，就是神是我的帮助者。
But God wasn't the kind of helper that I was told I should be.
但是呢，神所说的这个帮助者呢，不是人们告诉我这种仆人的帮助者。
God wasn't the kind of helper that was serving Israel. God was the kind of helper that was fighting for Israel.
当神来帮助以色列的时候，他不是服侍以色列，他是为以色列征战，这样子的来帮助以色列。
So let's look at the other word that you don't have in Chinese, suitable.
那另外呢，我们来看一个中文圣经里面没有的字，叫做合适的。
So this word in Hebrew is the word neged,
那这个字呢，在希伯来文呢，它是 neged，
and it's used 150 times in the Old Testament.
在旧约里面这个字用了150次。
This is the only time it's translated as the word suitable.
那这个字呢，只有在创世纪这里呢，在英文圣经呢，把它翻成合适的。
So what this word means, it means the opposite, it means corresponding to, it means one of a pair.
那但是它原来的意思呢，是这个相对站立的，或者是对应的，或者是一对里面的其中一个。
And it's a word that indicates a position, your position in relationship to something else.
那就是呢，我们中文应该就是把它翻成配偶。那它的意思就是呢，你是在一个两个成对的关系里面，你是其中一个相对的其中那一位。
And a good way to think of it is your right hand and your left hand.
一个很好的想象就是你的左手跟你的右手。
You can say your left hand is the opposite of your right hand.
你可以说的，你的左手呢是你的右手的相对，或者我们中文的翻译配偶。
Your left hand corresponds to your right hand.
你的左手呢跟你的右手呢是对应的，是互相回应的。
Your left and your right hand are a pair. Your left hand is one of a pair with the right hand.
你的左手跟右手呢两个是一组，你的左手是这两个一组里面的其中一个。
But to say your left hand is suitable to your right hand makes no sense. That's not the way you would use that word.
但是呢，如果呢，你要把它翻成呢，你的左手呢是来合适你的右手的，其实不是很恰当的翻译。
So the word was translated as suitable in this case it was a very bad translation.
所以呢，如果我们照英文翻译，如果你说他是要来配他的，其实这个翻译呢不是很精确。
And this word neged is often used with another word, the Hebrew word amad, that means stand or standing.
那这个字呢，它的希伯来原字呢，它 among 它也有这个站立的意思。
And this is a term you find very often in the Old Testament. The two words together, amad neged, and it means to stand opposite.
那这两个字呢 ，amad 跟 neged 这两个字常常放在一起呢，意思就是相对站立。
You find it in Joshua 5:13.
在约书亚记的5章13节，我们可以看到这个字。
And Joshua was standing on the bank of the Jordan River, and he saw the captain of the hosts of the Lord standing opposite him.
就是呢，这个约书亚他站在这个约旦河的这里，然后呢，他看到对面呢有一个人站在他的对面。
In Nehemiah 7:3,
在尼希米记的7章3节。
while the people were building the wall, they stood opposite their own homes, and they would guard their homes while they built.
这些人们他们在建造城墙的时候呢，他们就站在对着自己的家门站立，这也是这个字。
And another example is in 2 Chronicles 7:6.
另外呢，在历代志下的7章6节。
It said the priests would stand opposite each other, playing instruments and blowing trumpets in the temple.
那中文呢，我们是翻祭司侍立，就是服侍的是侍立。那其实意思就是他们两的相对站立。
So those are some examples of how those words are used together.
这就是一些刚刚这个字呢，他们被使用到的例子。
But I think Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 through 12 really gives the best picture of what God intended for man and woman standing opposite.
但我认为呢，在传道书的4章9到12节呢，这里是一个最好的例子，就是关于呢神希望男人跟女人怎么样相对站立一个最好的例子。
So in verse 9 it says two are better than one.
在第9节讲到呢，两人比一人更好。
And that's what God said in Genesis 1. It's not good for the man to be alone.
这也是神在创世纪1章所说的，就是呢，那人独居不好。
So he says two are better than one.
所以呢，在这里呢，神呢就说呢，两个人总比一个人好。
And then in verse 12 he says, if one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him.
那12节呢讲到呢，有人攻胜孤身，就如果只有一个人他能够被得胜，但是呢有两个人一起的话呢，就能够起来抵挡。
And that word resist is really those two words, amad neged.
而这里的抵挡呢，就是我们刚刚讲到这 amad 跟 neged。
And this verse is painting a picture for us.
这个经节给我们一个画面。
And it's a picture of two people sort of standing back to back.
就是好像两个人呢，他们背对背站立这样的画面。
Against a common enemy.
然后呢，一起来抵挡他们共同的敌人。
And as they do that, the enemy cannot come up behind them and surprise them.
当他们这样背对背站立的时候呢，仇敌就不能够从他们背后来突击他们。
They have a guard around them continually. The enemy can't sneak up on them.
因为呢，他们能够持续的来守望他们周围的每一个角度，所以仇敌不能来攻击他们。
So they're standing opposite. They're standing opposite each other against a common enemy.
所以呢，他们呢相对站立，就背对背的站立，来一起来抵挡敌人。
And that's what God was intending when He said, "I'll make a helper suitable for the man."
所以呢，当创世纪神说呢，我要造一个配偶帮助他，造一个人翻成来配他，来帮助他，其实原意就是这样子的站立。
He said, I'm going to give this man, I'm going to create a woman who will be with this man to fight for him, to defend him, to guard his back, to go to war with him, so that two will overpower one.
所以呢，神在这里的意思呢是说呢，我要造另外一个人，造一个 一个女人跟他一起呢来跟他一起配搭，背对背站立，一起来守望，一起来征战，以致这2个人一起呢能够抵挡仇敌的攻击。
And that was really his intention in the garden.
所以这是最起初神在伊甸园他的心意。
Because God knew there was a serpent in the garden.
因为神知道在伊甸园里有有蛇，
So he made Adam and Eve to have a 2-to-1 advantage over the serpent.
所以呢，神的原意呢是要亚当跟夏娃这2个人呢，他们要来抵挡胜过蛇。
They were intended to stand together, and if they stood together in obedience to God, they could overcome that enemy that was in their garden.
所以呢，如果呢他们是照神创造的原意呢，能够这样子的背对背站立，一起来守望、来抵挡的时候呢，他们应当是能够胜过蛇的。
But the problem came when they didn't do that.
但是呢，他们没有这样做的时候呢，问题就来了。
Eve didn't stay with Adam. She took the fruit, and then she gave it to him, and they could not resist the enemy any longer.
夏娃她没有跟亚当在一起，她是自己一个人的时候，她吃了这个果子，然后她把它给了这个亚当，于是问题就来了。
But that wasn't what God intended.
但是这不是神的原意，
They were intended to stand together
神的原意是要他们2个人站立在一起，
and overcome their enemies.
一起来胜过他们的敌人。
Another picture that the Old Testament gives us of the place of women is in Psalm 45:9.
另外一个在旧约里面讲到这个妇女的画面呢，是在诗篇45篇第9节。
And this verse says, "At your right hand stands the queen."
这里呢，中文是翻呢，王后站在你的右边，第9节的后半。
Now this could have just said, "At your side." The queen stands at your side.
那也可以就是说站在你的旁边。
But it specifies the right hand.
那本来可以只说站在你的旁边，但为什么要强调右边呢？
And the right hand signifies a place of authority, of power, of help, and of rescue.
因为呢，右边呢代表了权柄、能力、帮助、拯救。
And again, it's a term that's used very often of the Lord coming to defend Israel.
而且呢，神的右手也常常被用来指到来帮助以色列的。
There are many verses that talk about the Lord's right hand being strong for them.
很多的经文都讲到呢，神的右手起来帮助以色列人。
And for them to say, this is the place where the queen stands, at this place of strength and authority, is significant.
所以呢，他们在这里呢特别讲到，王后是站在神的右边，这是有非常重要的意义的。
Another woman in the Old Testament we want to look at is the woman from Proverbs 31.
另外一个在旧约里面的妇女呢，我们常常看到的，就是常常提到的，就是箴言31章。
She's called a woman of valor.
这里呢讲到呢，这是一个大有能力的妇人。
The word valor is the Hebrew word kayel.
那这个字呢，在希伯来文呢是凯耀。
And actually, this is a word that's usually used of men. It's a masculine word.
但事实上呢，这个字呢，其实是一个男性的字。
And it means army, wealth, virtue, or valor.
原意呢是军队、财富，或者是有这个品格。
But this word is associated with this woman in Proverbs 31.
但是呢，在箴言这里呢，却讲到呢，却用来形容这个妇女。这个字呢，valor 这个字原意是英勇的意思。
And today in observant Jewish homes on Sabbath, they have a special Sabbath blessing for the wife called the Eshet Kayel.
那现在呢，在以色列在犹太人的家里呢，他们在安息日的时候有一个姐妹要说的一个祝祷呢，他们就叫做 Asher Kayal。
And it's where the husband praises his wife the way this woman in Proverbs 31 is praised, and he calls her a woman of valor.
对不起，不是姐妹发出来的祷告，是丈夫呢，他来称赞他的妇女，如同这个箴言31章的时候，就叫做 Asher Kayal。
And the Israeli Defense Force uses this word as part of their name. It's associated with the Israeli army.
那甚至呢，以色列的军队呢，甚至用这个来形容才德妇女的这个字呢，来作为他们军队名称里面的一部分。
So this is a very strong word and it's used of a woman who is to be praised.
所以呢，这个才德的妇女呢，竟然用这么强烈的英勇这样子男性化的字来形容她。
Now, one of my favorite pictures of a godly woman is from Song of Solomon.
我对于这个属神的敬虔的妇女的这个画面呢，有一个我最喜欢的，就是从这个雅歌里面来的。
And there are several places that give a description of her.
在这里呢，有很多关于姐妹的形容。
In Song of Solomon 4, verse 4,
在雅歌的4章4节。
the bridegroom is praising her beauty.
这个新郎在称赞新妇的美丽。
Now, men, you might want to pay attention to this.
那弟兄们请注意啊，
If you really want to know how to win a woman's heart,
如果你们想知道怎么样赢得姐妹的心的话，
listen to what he says to her.
好好听这个所罗门怎么样说话。
He says, "Your neck is like the Tower of David, built for an armory, on which hang 1,000 bucklers and the shields of a mighty man."
雅歌4章4节，他说：“你的景象好像大卫建造收藏军器的高台，其上悬挂1000盾牌，都是勇士的藤牌。”
Now, women, wouldn't that just capture your heart for a man to tell you your neck looks like a place to hang shields?
各位姐妹们，如果有弟兄告诉你，你的脖子好像那个挂兵器的这个高台，你的心是不是深深的被得着呢？
Okay, in chapter 7, verse 4, he tries again.
那到了第7章第4节呢，所罗门又再一次的这样子来表达。
He says, "Your nose is like the tower of Lebanon, which looks toward Damascus."
他说呢，你的鼻子仿佛朝大马士革的黎巴嫩塔。
It just makes my heart melt to hear that.
哇，我光听到这样讲，心都要融化了，
So romantic.
很浪漫的形容。
You know, these are not terms that usually we would think of as a compliment.
你知道这些字句，通常我们听了，我们不会觉得是称赞。
Unless there was something about these things in her, this strength that was in her, that she felt was an asset.
但是呢，如果这个姐妹呢，她真知道她里面有这样子的刚强，她就会明白这个是个称赞。
And they seem completely out of place unless there's some aspect of warfare that characterizes her.
所以呢，除非这个姐妹呢，她里面有一个能够起来征战的特质，这些话对她也不是称赞。
And we find that there is.
那我们也发现呢，姐妹里面确实有这些特质。
In Song of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 10,
一样是雅歌的6章10节，
he compares her to an army with banners.
所罗门呢，甚至呢，把这个心腹呢，跟这个展开旌旗的军队来形容。
He says, "You are as awesome as an army with banners."
他说：“你威武如展开旌旗的军队。”
Now, when you think of an army back then, when they came out with their banners, they were saying, "I am ready to fight."
你知道，在那个时候的军队呢，如果他们是展开旌旗的出现的时候呢，意思就是开战了。
I am ready for war.
我准备要来打仗了，
I am not afraid.
我一点也不害怕，
I am confident.
我是非常有自信的，
I am willing to fight for what is valuable and important.
我愿意为我觉得重要的事情来征战。
And when he sees her like that, and he says, "You're as awesome as an army with banners," these are the most passionate words used in the whole book.
当这个所罗门来看心腹，他说：“你威武如展开旌旗的军队。”这是最热切的，在整卷书里面最热切的一个表达。
You know, in the Song of Solomon, he describes all kinds of things about this woman he loves.
你知道，在雅歌里面呢，所罗门对这位他所爱的女士有各种的形容跟表达。
But when it comes to this part of the description of her,
但是呢，当他来到这段经文的时候，
what it literally means is, "You are so beautiful and glorious that I feel like I am falling apart and I can't keep looking at you."
在这里呢，他的意思就是你是这么的荣耀，这么的华美，以致我没有办法来直视你的美丽。
I'm totally overwhelmed when I see you like this.
当我看到你是这个样子的时候呢，我是完全的被你征服了。
And this should give us a clue about what God had in mind when he created that woman back in the garden.
所以呢，这是不是给我们一个线索，让我们看出神起初创造女性的心意？
And his heart was for her to be most glorious when she appeared like that.
在神的心意里面，他渴望看见姐妹像军队展开旌旗，军队如此的荣耀美丽。
When she appeared confident and unafraid of her enemy.
当这个姐妹是非常有自信、不害怕的出现在敌人面前的时候，就是如此的荣耀。
Ready and willing to fight for what was important for her to defend.
并且呢，是愿意也预备好要为她觉得重要的事情来奋战。
So for me, when I started reading that, that was a big turnaround in my mind as to how God looked at me.
所以呢，当我读到这些内容的时候，开始明白的时候呢，我才回转过来，原来神对我的心意是如此。
And I've found that that is a new concept for many women.
我发现这对很多姐妹也是新的观念。
And for many men to think of a woman that way.
甚至呢，对弟兄也是，因为呢，很少有弟兄用这样的角度来看姐妹。
But this is part of what was in the heart of God.
但是这却是神心意的一部分。
So we see some things in the Old Testament about women.
所以呢，现在我们已经看过旧约里面对姐妹的一些看法跟形容。
In Genesis, we saw that the complete revelation of God, you can't get the complete revelation of God without men and women.
我们在创世纪看到了神对于神对自己的启示。我们明白，如果你要全然认识神，你要有男人，也要有女人。
That when he made the helper suitable, it was someone who would link arms with Adam in war.
当这个神说呢，造一个配偶帮助他的时候呢，神想到的是这两个人手牵手一起来征战。
In Psalm 45, we see that he's given her a position of authority.
然后呢，在诗篇45篇呢，我们看到神是给姐妹在一个权柄的在右边这样的地位。
And in Song of Solomon, we see that she is the most glorious in war.
然后呢，我们从雅歌看到呢，当姐妹起来奋战的时候呢，是最荣耀华美的时刻。
Now we want to look at the New Testament and see how this plays out in the New Testament.
那我们来看看在新约里面是怎么讲的。
And what we find is in the New Testament, we're not talking so much about physical war as we are spiritual war.
那我们发现呢，在新约里面呢，比较讲的比较就是属灵的征战，比较不是实际的征战了。
And so we want to take a look at some of the weapons and equipment God's given us for spiritual war.
所以呢，我们要来看看神给我们一些武器、一些恩赐，是用来属灵征战的。
And see how these apply to women.
然后看这些是怎么样在姐妹身上能够应用出来。
So one of the first things we see is in the area of evangelism.
第一个呢，就是在这个传福音这个领域。
We see there are no areas of ministry that were off limits to women.
我们发现呢，在每一个领域呢，都姐妹都不受限制的。
So we see in John chapter 20, Mary Magdalene was the first evangelist.
譬如在这个约翰福音20章呢，这个抹大拉的玛利亚是第一个去传福音的人。
She was sent by Jesus to tell that he had risen from the dead.
是耶稣亲口差派他叫他去宣讲耶稣已经复活这个消息。
Another amazing evangelist was the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman.
那另外一个很棒的这个传福音的人呢，就是撒玛利亚的妇人，在井旁的妇人。
Now in John chapter 4, we read that she evangelized her entire village.
我们在约翰福音第4章呢，看到呢，他把好消息传遍了他整个村落。
But we know a little bit more about her from church history.
那我们知道这个人过去的历史嘛？
Her name was Photine.
他叫做 14。
She not only evangelized her entire village, she became a worldwide evangelist.
就是呢，我们从其他的历史呢，我们知道这个女士呢，她叫 14， 而且呢，她后来成为了一个世界级的这个传福音的人。 PHOTINE。
You can look her up on the internet.
在网络上大家可以查到她的资料。
All of her children were saved,
后来她的小孩也都得救了，
and they all became evangelists.
他们也都成为传福音的人。
Finally, she died as a martyr in the city of Carthage.
甚至呢，她后来殉道了。
But she was well known throughout the early church as an evangelist.
但是呢，她是初代教会呢闻名的这个布道者、传道者。
And some have even considered her to be an apostle.
甚至呢，有人呢就是认可、承认她是使徒，
An amazing woman.
是一位很棒的姐妹。
In the gift of prophecy, we
那我
find
们讲到这个先知的这个恩赐，发预言的恩赐。
in Luke 2, we find Anna was a prophetess.
路加福音第2章，我们看到亚拿，她就是女先知。
In Acts 21:9, we find that Philip had 4 daughters that were all prophetesses.
使徒行传21章，这个腓力他的4个女儿都是先知。
In 1 Corinthians 11, Paul gave instructions for women who were prophesying.
在哥林多前书11章呢，保罗呢他特别讲到这个姐妹发预言，表示姐妹是可以有在发预言的。
And in 1 Corinthians 14, we find that Paul says, you can all prophesy.
然后到哥林多前书14章呢，保罗在那里说你们都可以发预言。
He didn't put any qualification on that.
他并没有特别的表明男女谁可以谁不可以。
With the gifts of tongues and interpretation,
那讲到这个说方言跟翻方言的恩赐呢，
3 different passages of Scripture emphasize all can practice these gifts.
有3段的经文呢，特别有讲到都可以来用这个恩赐。
In teaching,
那还有讲到教导，
in Acts 18, we see that Priscilla taught Apollos.
譬如在这个使徒行传18章呢，我们看到百基拉他教导亚波罗。
2 Timothy 1:5 said Lois and Eunice taught Timothy.
提摩太后书的1章5节讲到罗以跟友尼基他们教导提摩太。
And in 1 Corinthians 14 and in Hebrews 5, it's emphasized again, all can teach.
哥林多前书14章26节，还有希伯来书的5章12节，特别强调都可以教导。
Leading in public prayer.
那另外呢，讲到在公众祷告呢，
In 1 Corinthians 11, Paul gives instructions for women who are going to lead in public prayer.
在哥林多前书11章呢，保罗他指教妇女在公众祷告的时候要怎么做，就表示当时就有妇女在公众起来祷告。
Now, this was a surprise to me. There were women in the New Testament that evidently led house churches.
那还有一个让我很惊讶的就是呢，在初代教会呢，有妇女她起来带领家教会。
In 1 Corinthians 1:11, it talks about Chloe.
譬如在哥林多前书的1章11节呢，讲到一位叫克罗以吧，
And it says, I have heard from those of Chloe.
在那里呢，就提到说呢，我是从克罗以这个姐妹呢，听到了以下这些事情。
And what most commentators have said is this is probably Chloe's children.
那格莱是这中文翻格莱。好，那有人就说呢，也许是这个格莱这位姐妹的孩子们。
But when you look at it, it's not necessarily her family. It's those who are connected to her.
那可是呢，如果你仔细，这节经文是说格莱是家里的人曾对我提起，但是你仔细看呢，也许仔细查考，他的意思是说，跟格莱这个姐妹呢，她周围的人这样告诉我。
And the issue that Paul was addressing was a church issue, not a family issue.
因为呢，在这里呢，保罗讲的是这个教会里面的事情，不是这个他家里的事情。
And so it's very likely that she was the leader of a house church in Corinth.
所以呢，非常可能这位格莱呢，他就是在哥林多那里一个家教会的领袖。
And in Colossians 4:15, he says, "Greet Nympha and the house and the church that is in her house.
在哥罗西书的4章15节呢，这里也有提到一位姐妹，一样的是讲到在她的这个家教会4章15节宁法。
Now, I had always thought Nympha opened her home, but somebody else led the church.
那我以前呢都以为呢，就是呢宁法她只是开放她的家，让这里讲到宁法家里的教会。那我以前都以为宁法开放她的家，让人来她家里聚会。
But it would seem strange for Paul to greet the person who opened their home to the meeting, but not greet the one who led the church.
但是你想想，保罗呢，他在这样的问候里面呢，他如果他只问候那个开放那个家庭的主人，却没有问候这个家教会的领袖，是不是很奇怪？
It would make more sense that he was greeting the one who led the church.
所以呢，比较合理就是呢，他是在问候那个带领教会的人。他这里说：“请问老底家的弟兄和宁法，并他家里的教会安。”
So there's good evidence that women led house churches.
所以呢，这些都是很好的证据，证明有姐妹在初代教会带领家教会。
Women served as deacons.
另外呢，也有姐妹她们是做执事的，
Women served as apostles.
也有姐妹是做使徒的。
Robert talked about that yesterday. Junia is listed as outstanding among the apostles.
昨天呢 ，Robert 就有提到呢，在罗马书16章这里呢，讲到有一位 Junia 尤尼亚，她是非常杰出的这个使徒。
So with all of this evidence of women in ministry in the New Testament, and with the foundation of God's heart for women in the Old Testament, how is it that Satan has convinced women that they should not minister?
那我们既然在新约里面呢有这么多姐妹来服侍的例子，然后我们又看到在旧约里神创造女性的心意，可是为什么现在现今的姐妹呢还有这么多起来服侍的障碍呢？
How has he spread that lie?
撒旦怎么还是有办法把这个谎言放进我们的心里呢？
He's done it basically by taking two passages out of context.
主要呢，撒旦就是用2节的经文，是直接断章取义的把它拿出来用。
The first one is in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12.
第一个经文就是提摩太前书2章12节。
It says, I do not permit a woman to teach or have authority over a man. She must be silent.
在这里说到呢，我不许女人讲道，也不许她辖管男人，只要沉静。
Now, if we didn't look at the context of this verse, it would appear to say women cannot have any leadership, any authority, they cannot teach.
如果呢，我们不看上下文，只看这个经文呢，我们就会觉得是女人她不能够教导，她也不能够有权柄，也不能够起来带领。
But if you look at verse 11, the previous verse, and you take this verse in context with verse 11, it's very different.
但是呢，如果我们从11节我们前后文一起看下来，你会发现这节的意思是很不一样的。
And verse 11 talks about women who want to receive instruction.
在11节呢，是讲到呢那些愿意领受指教的妇女。
And this isn't just talking about a woman who wants to sit in a class and listen to a teacher.
但是呢，这里呢不是讲只是就是要坐在那边听老师讲话这样子的姐妹。
The word comes from the root word which means a disciple.
这里这个字根呢是说呢，这个做一个门徒。
So it's talking about women who want to be discipled.
这里呢讲到的女人呢是说她们想要做门徒。
And so what is said in this passage has to be interpreted in the context of a discipleship relationship.
所以呢，这里其实是在讲到呢一些想要进到这个门训关系的姐妹们。
So with that context in mind, let's look at what it says.
所以呢，我们先有这样的概念，知道这里是针对这个门训的关系，渴望被门训或是渴望门训别人的关系，这样的眼光，我们来看这经文。
So the word used there for teach is the Greek word didasko.
那这里讲到呢，不许女人讲道，这个讲道呢，英文翻教导。那这个原文的字是 didasko，
And it's a specific kind of teaching.
但是这里讲到这个教导呢，是一种很特别的教导。
It is referring to a discipleship relationship, the kind of teaching that goes on with that.
这里讲的这个讲道呢，英文说教导，意思呢是一种门徒师徒关系里面的这种教导。
Now, in a discipleship relationship that they would have understood, the disciple attached himself to a teacher as his master.
那在当时呢，如果你讲到这个门训呢，门徒训练的关系呢，人们的概念里面呢，这个门徒跟老师是非常关系是非常紧密的。
They ate together, they slept together, they traveled together.
他们一起吃饭，睡在一起，一起到处旅行。
And the disciple basically learned the lifestyle of his master.
所以呢，这个门徒呢，是从这个老师他师傅的生活里面来学习的。
And so what Paul is saying is, it's not good for a woman to have that kind of relationship with a man.
所以呢，12节呢，这里保罗特别是在讲说，他不让女人不要有就是女人不能来门训男人，不能够跟男人有这么亲近的教导的关系。
And that makes sense.
这就蛮合理了。
So then he goes on, he says, I don't permit a woman to disciple a man, but there are other kinds of teaching.
那所以呢，这12节这里呢，就是讲到呢，他也不许女人讲道，也不许他辖管男人，这又是另外的一个领域。
There are lots of other kinds of teaching that a woman was permitted to do.
那所以呢，这里讲的不许女人讲道，这个讲道呢，或者说不许女人教导呢，是特别指的是对一个男人很生活在一起这样子的教导是不许这样子的。
There's one kind of teaching that's called katekeo.
但是呢，其他的教导呢，保罗都许可的。譬如说，有个叫做 katekeo 这样子的教导。
And it means to instruct regarding the content of your faith.
那这就讲到了关于你信心方面，给你一些指教指引。
There's another word called paradidomai.
那另外呢 ，paradidomai 这个字
And it means to pass on information or traditions or instructions.
这里就讲到传递资讯啦、传统啦，或是指教。
And another one called paidio.
那另外一个呢，在保罗提到可以的教导呢是
And it
paidio，
means to instruct or to train or to educate.
是指的是这个指教、训练或教育。
Women were completely free in all of those areas.
这些教导呢，都是姐妹也都可以一起做的。
It was just when in a discipleship relationship with a man that Paul was saying, I don't permit that.
所以呢，我不许女人讲道呢。这里呢，其实只是单单针对女人，如果要成为一个男人，接受一个男人做他的门徒，是不许他有这样子的门训关系。
So then the third thing is, he said, I don't permit a woman to have authority over a man.
那另外呢，下一句呢讲到呢，不许女人辖管男人。
So is Paul saying a woman can't take any leadership of men?
那保罗的意思是说，女人不能够来带领男人吗？
So this word, we need to look at the word for authority.
让我们先来看看辖管这个字。
It's the word authenteo.
那它的原文呢是 offentado，
And it's not the word for exercising authority.
但是这个字的意思呢，并不是这个行使权柄，不是这个字的意思。
It actually comes from a root word that means to murder.
这个字的字根呢，原来是很强烈，是有谋杀的意思。
It means to dominate, to domineer, to seize or usurp authority.
所以呢，意思就是说呢，你是整个掌控，然后甚至呢，你来抢夺、篡夺这个人原有的权柄。
So we see Paul is dealing with a very unhealthy situation where a woman was discipling men and domineering them to the point of usurping their will.
那所以呢，这里保罗呢，其实是针对可能当时有一些女人呢，他们起来门训男人，而且门训到一个程度呢，甚至呢，不许这些男人谋杀了他们的自由意志，整个进到一种掌控的状态。
So he also says in this verse, she must be silent.
所以呢，保罗才会在这里说呢，叫他们要沉静闭嘴。
Now, this word is the Greek word inesoukia.
那这个字呢是希腊字叫做 inesoukia。
It means quietness, tranquility, stillness. It refers to a quiet life free from inordinate ambition.
那这里呢主要是讲到平静，讲到安稳，好，不是讲重点不是在讲一个不说话的安静，意思是说呢，你要脱离那些激动你的野心和企图。
So what is this verse really saying?
所以呢，这节经文它真正的意思究竟是什么？
We could say it this way.
我们可以从这样的方式来说。
I don't permit a woman to be in a discipleship relationship with a man.
就是呢，我不允许姐妹进到跟弟兄的门训关系里，
or to domineer over a man.
也不许她来这个掌控男人。
She must live a life free from inordinate ambition.
她要过一个脱离不恰当野心的平静的生活。她要脱离不恰当的野心，过一个平静的生活。
So Paul was not against women ministering.
所以呢，保罗并不是反对姐妹服侍。
He was just dealing with a specific problem in the church at Ephesus.
他是针对以弗所教会当时一些特别的困难在说的。
So the second problem passage we have is in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 24 to 25.
另外一个呢，我们常常引起争议的这个经文呢，就是在哥林多前书的14章34到35节。34.
It says, women should remain silent in the churches. They're not allowed to speak, but must be in submission as the law says. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their husbands at home, for it's disgraceful for a woman to speak in the church.
在这里呢，说到呢，哥林多前书14章34、35节，这里说，妇女在会中要闭口不言，像在圣徒的众教会一样，因为不准他们说话，他们总要顺服，正如律法所说的。他们若要学什么，可以在家里问自己的丈夫，因为妇女在会中说话原是可耻的。
You caught that it was 34.
Yes, yeah. I said that.
Yeah, thanks.
I noticed that last night.
So the traditional interpretation has been women must keep quiet and not minister.
所以呢，传统呢来看这节经文，我们就说呢，所以呢，姐妹呢是不可以在聚会当中起来发言。
And on the basis of this, women were told to sit down and shut up.
所以呢，我们不能够起来服侍，我们只能乖乖坐着，嘴巴闭起来。
But there are some problems with that.
可是呢，有一些问题在这里面。
Because all through the New Testament, it's clear that women did minister.
可是呢，我们因为在新约，我们新约圣经里面看到姐妹都有起来服侍的记录啊。
And over again, Paul stresses everyone can minister.
并且呢，保罗书信里面他一再的强调，每一个人、每一位都要起来服侍。
In chapter 11, he had just given specific instructions on how a woman should dress modestly when she's going to minister.
那譬如在11章呢，保罗就讲到说，姐妹起来服侍的时候要怎么样穿着恰当，表示他是许可姐妹起来服侍的。
So it doesn't make sense for him to say, here's how to dress when you minister, but oh wait, you're not allowed to minister.
所以呢，如果保罗，如果他说，跟你讲说你起来服侍的时候该怎么样穿，然后你又说他是根本就不准姐妹起来服侍，这是说不通的。
So once again, it's helpful to look at the context.
所以呢，再次强调要看上下文。
Now, if we just back up one chapter to chapter 13,
我们往前面看一章，来到13章这里，
we have the chapter on the importance of acting in love,
在这里呢讲到呢，在爱中的重要，
of treating one another, having love for one another.
怎么样彼此相爱，怎么样彼此在爱中对待。
So the first verse of chapter 14 carries that theme over into the next chapter.
那就14章呢，其实是带着这个主题继续在前进。
The first verse says, pursue love, but earnestly desire spiritual gifts.
第一节就14章第一节就说到，你们要追求爱，也要切慕属灵的恩赐。
And then Paul addresses the ministries of prophecy and tongues and gives instructions for how they should function in the church meeting.
然后呢，保罗下面又接着讲到说预言，还有说方言，然后呢，来指教呢，在教会里面应当怎么样来在这些恩赐里运作。
And with both of these gifts, there are certain times when he says, for the one who wants to exercise that gift, keep quiet.
那在这两个恩赐里面呢，保罗都有特别讲到，你要来运用这两个恩赐的时候，他特别讲到，有时候你要这个安静，不要用这两个恩赐。
He says, in order to act in love toward everyone else, you need to keep silent.
意思也就是说呢，固然你有这个恩赐，可是如果你要在爱中来运用这个恩赐的时候，有时候因着爱，你要保持安静，不发预言或是不说方言。
In 1 Corinthians 14:27 and 28,
譬如在哥林多前书14章的27到28节，
he says, if anyone speaks in a tongue, one must interpret. But if there's no one to interpret, he must keep silent.
他说呢，如果有说方言的人呢，要有人翻出来。那若没有人翻呢，28节呢，他就在会中闭口。
So pursuing love for one who wished to bring a message in tongues meant keep silent if there's no interpreter.
所以呢，如果这个人他固然有说方言的恩赐，但是他如果在爱中来运作的时候，如果没有人翻得出来，那他是在爱中来运作的时候，他就闭口。
And then in verses 29 and 30,
到29、30节，
he says, let 2 or 3 prophets speak.
讲到呢，这个发预言，他说让2个人或3个人就好了。
If a revelation is made to another who is seated, the first one must keep silent.
那30节呢，就说呢，若旁边坐着的得了启示，那先说话的就闭口不言。
So pursuing love for a prophet meant that there were times to keep silent and defer to someone else who wanted to speak.
所以呢，这个做先知发预言的，他如果要追求爱，有时候呢，他就是要用闭口不言来追求爱。
So then we come to verses 33 through 35.
那就在保罗在讲了这些之后呢，然后来到了34、35节。
And he gives a third situation where walking in love meant keeping silent.
他就讲到呢，如果要第3个领域呢，就是如果要追求爱，应当怎么做？就讲到妇女要闭口。
And he introduces this instruction by saying God is not a God of confusion, but of peace.
那他在讲这一节经文之前，他先讲了神不是叫人混乱，是叫人平安和平的神，不只是我们中文翻叫人安静，但英文是 peace。
So there was evidently a situation in the Corinthian church that was creating confusion.
所以呢，显然呢，在这个当时的哥林多教会呢，可能有一些混乱。
And Paul gives instructions for how to solve that problem.
所以呢，保罗这里的指示呢，是针对当时这些困难在发出来的。
And his solution for the confusion was for women to keep silent.
而他这个解决这个问题的其中一个方法呢，是要这些妇女呢在会中闭口不言，
They were not to speak.
叫他们闭口不言。
So let's look at what he meant by that.
那我们来看看保罗这里的意思是什么。
The word used for speak here is the Greek word laleo.
这里的言语呢，在希腊字里面呢是说是 laleo，
And it means to talk at random.
就是呢随意的乱讲。
In the Complete Word Study Dictionary, it says this word is used of children who talk too much.
那这个在字典里面呢，对这个字的定义就是那个讲话太多的小孩。
And this word is contrasted with the word lego, which means to speak.
那这个字的另外一个跟它相对意义的字呢，叫做 lego， 就是好好的讲话。
But it means intellectual speech, or speaking in a way that is based on reason.
那这里呢，就是呢是很有理性的，是有条理的讲话。
So Paul is addressing women who were talking at random in a disruptive manner while someone was teaching.
所以呢，保罗在这里呢，其实是针对有一些妇女啊，当台上在教导的时候呢，他们在下面叽叽喳喳讲个不停。
And his instruction to them was, keep quiet.
所以呢，保罗是针对这些妇女说，闭口不言。
It was the same thing he said to prophets and to ones who wanted to speak in tongues.
所以呢，就像他在指示这个前面发预言啦，还有前面说方言一样，是为了整个聚会的次序。
So it was clear that the instruction to keep silent in the case of prophecy in tongues was not saying you can never do this again.
所以呢，他的意思呢，就如同他说，有时候说方言没有翻方言，你要闭口；那个先知呢，如果有很多人要发言，你要闭口。他意思并不是说你不能够做这件事情。
But it was an instruction on how to keep these gifts in order during the church meeting.
而是呢，重点是呢，怎么样好好的使用这些恩赐？重点是怎么样让教会的聚会呢，是在一个次序里面。
And so the instruction for women to keep silent was not a prohibition on women exercising their gifts.
所以呢，在这里呢，要妇女会中闭口不言，不是说禁止妇女使用恩赐。
It was an instruction for them not to talk at random, talk too much like children, or be disruptive.
而是重点是叫姐妹们呢，不要在聚会当中像小孩一样讲个不停，也不要随便的讲来讲去来打扰聚会。
He told them, keep silent.
保罗是叫这样的姐妹们闭口不言。
And he didn't want to just cut them off, though, for women who really desired to learn.
但是呢，他不要因此呢，让连那些内心渴望要学到的姐妹呢，也被阻止了。
He told them they could ask their husbands at home.
因为呢，有些姐妹呢，可能是真的想要问一些问题，所以才会在会中讲话。那他就说，他们可以在家里问自己的丈夫。
Now, he said, if women desire to learn, and that is the same word that's used in 1 Timothy about a discipleship relationship.
那这里呢，这个若要学什么这个字呢，其实跟在提摩太后书里面讲到这个渴望门训，提摩太前书2章11节讲到这渴望被教导的那个字是一样的。
So he's saying, stop creating confusion by your childish chatter while someone's teaching.
那总之呢，意思就是呢，当有人在教导的时候呢，你不要在下面叽叽喳喳讲个不停。
If you really want to learn, you can ask your husbands at home.
如果你真的很想要弄清楚呢，你可以回家问你先生。
Where a discipleship relationship between a man and a woman would be entirely appropriate.
那在那里呢，这里的这个问自己的丈夫，这个问呢，就是我们刚刚讲到提摩太前书的这种门训的关系。所以呢，你跟你丈夫呢，在这个门训关系里面问他，这是很合宜的。
So he's not prohibiting women in ministry. He's prohibiting disorderly, disruptive behavior during the church meeting.
所以呢，这里呢，并不是在阻止妇女起来讲道、起来服侍，而是阻止造成聚会混乱失序的原因。
So we see how Satan has taken these two passages out of context.
所以呢，我们看到呢，撒旦怎么样断章取义的来滥用这两节经文。
And he has used that to hold women in bondage for generations.
借着这两段经文呢，历世历代以来捆绑了姐妹。
So women who are called and gifted by God have been rejected by the church.
以至于呢，这些有一些蒙召的姐妹啦，或是神给了恩赐的姐妹呢，她们就被教会拒绝。
But it isn't just the women who have suffered loss.
但是呢，损失的不只是姐妹们。
The whole church has suffered loss.
教会全体都损失了。
Because they have missed the gifts that God put in those women.
因为他们错失了神放在姐妹里面的恩赐。
But we are living in a day of restoration.
但是呢，我们是活在一个恢复的世代。
God is raising up Deborahs for today.
神正在兴起现今的底波拉。
He is calling the church to equip all the saints to minister.
神在呼召教会起来装备众圣徒。
God is raising up his warrior women.
神正在兴起他的姐妹们做他的战士。
He is restoring women to his army.
神正在恢复他的妇女成为他的军队。
And it is time for God's apostolic women to arise.
而时候到了，是属神的使徒性妇女要兴起了。
Amen. 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 Let me pray for you.
让我来为你们祷告。
Heavenly Father, right now I thank you for bringing truth that sets people free.
天父，我感谢你，让你的自由来，你的真理来释放我们自由。
And right now I address every religious bond that has been on these women, and I break it by the power of the Word of God.
就这个时候，我要指明那些宗教的灵在姐妹里面所带来的捆绑，我奉耶稣的名破除你们。
I call the gifts that you put in these women to begin to rise up.
主啊，我要呼唤在这些姐妹里面的恩赐要出来。
I call the ministries that you've called them to begin to manifest.
主啊，我要呼唤那些在你所放在他们身上要起来做的服事，都要开始行出来。
I call on these men and women to find the place that God intended for them to stand, linked arm in arm.
主啊，我呼唤这些姐妹们、弟兄们都要站立在他们应当彼此相对站立，主啊，彼此互相背靠背站立的位置能够站定起来。
And I declare that the church in Taiwan is going to begin to rise up with increased strength.
主，我宣告台湾的教会要在一个加增的力量里面兴起，
with increased authority,
一个加增的权柄里面兴起，
with increased power,
加增的能力里面兴起，
and with increased effectiveness in reaching the lost and establishing the kingdom of God.
主啊，你要加增台湾教会的影响力，得着世上的人。
Amen.
阿门
Amen.
阿门。
哦，哈路亚，大自然的神迹，引起我们这真兴起。哦，哈路亚，救赎恩典来临。